everybody. We're all gonna get late.
Oh, I botched the intro. Oh. Oh, I went throwback Cavs. Oh, yeah. Good times. Hold, please. Try that. Oh, if you only knew the trouble. Ooh, the trouble I've found. My daughter had an appointment today, so I had to get to the studio about 25 minutes till. And I'm using a new computer, and because it's a laptop, because I got a new laptop, so it's a lot easier to transport stuff around to baseball and football games that we're starting here in April. But I haven't set up the studio yet. So then I found out the tripod for my camera is too tall for this laptop, and I didn't have time to rearrange the studio. My co-host called and said he's going to be about 15-20 minutes late. And I literally got done setting up for this show 2 minutes till going live. So, if this isn't what you, all your hopes and dreams don't come true watching this, I apologize. But I did try to put it together in time. I am trying to do a good show here. It is Work Week in Review live with the janitor. The in-studio driver is on his way. It's going to be modified today and maybe for the next few weeks. We got live racing coming up at 4:30. So we have a short list of topics that we're going to go through, and then we're going to do the GT3 Division 3 title match, or not title match, Week 3. I'll get it straight, but it's Week 3 of the GT3 Division 3 Racing League, and we couldn't do it at 2 today because of my daughter's appointment, like I mentioned earlier. So we're going to do it at 4:30. So we're going to get into the topics here in just a second. I did want to mention one way you can help out 12 Ounce Sports and all our efforts is by going to 12ozsportsnetwork.com/Amazon. Very easy way to help out the network and get us a little street cred. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just takes you straight to Amazon, and they know that we sent you, and that helps out the network. Another way you could help us out, MyBookie, MyBookie. Use the promo code 12OZSports, all capital letters, and you'll get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. Let's get into it. We have a couple topics here before we get into racing. Well, first of all, the tournament heats back up tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And a lot of upsets. That's one of our topics this week, actually, is the enormous amount of upsets that we've seen so far in the first 2 rounds. In fact, a new record. But first, I was hoping the in-studio driver would be here for my first 2 topics because I'm very excited about this. The F1 season kicks off this weekend, Sunday, in Bahrain. And I've been watching Season 3 of the documentary on Netflix, the shortened season that they had because of the pandemic. And I'm sorry about this camera angle, but again, I had about 2 minutes to set up for this show. Well, no, I finished setting up 2 minutes before the show. But F1 starts, but they do have a documentary on Netflix, and they did pick up the season midway through in July. I think the first episode was actually right when the pandemic hit. And it's really cool to see the backstories of this racing league. I know when we watched the 24 Hours of Daytona, in IMSA, one of the F1 drivers said he enjoys jumping over to IMSA once in a while for the 24-hour race because it's less pressure, less backstabbing than F1. And you'll see what he means when if you ever watch that documentary on Netflix. It's pretty crazy what they do there. So that's exciting. It's picking up. They just announced that Carlos Sainz is joining Ferrari. Again, if you're watching the documentary, you'd know why that means something. We just watched the episode last night where Ferrari lost a driver mid-season last season. So They've picked up Carlos Sainz, who's a really good race car driver, and Ferrari's trying to bounce back. They had an issue. I don't want to be a spoiler. No spoiler alerts here. But they did have a great start to the season last season, and then an incident occurred. So it was pretty interesting to see that, and then it was nice to see that they did pick up a big-name driver for 2021, and he'll make his debut for Ferrari Sunday at Bahrain, and I'm looking forward to it. So there you go. There's some of your racing news. Make sure we don't have any calls in. I wasn't sure if Glenn was going to call in today or not. He doesn't have to because we do have racing coming up at 4:30 live here on the network from the studio. D3, Division 3 of the GT3 series here on 12 Ounce Sports. ESGT is the governing body. Another headline was from hockey. You may have noticed, if you're a hockey fan, that Buffalo fired their coach just recently, and then the Penguins handed the Sabres their franchise record 15th loss in a row. And I front-loaded all these topics for the in-studio driver because he's a huge hockey fan and driving and race car driving fan. And he's not here, so we're gonna brush through these pretty quickly. And again, in about 24 minutes, we're going live from Frankenschorps in the race from the D3 Division 3 race. Speaking of NHL, I don't know if any of you saw this, but the hot mic ref. I always suspected this. I needed my water. I always suspected this, but I always think refs take things personally and they call things personally. Well, the NHL caught a ref on a hot mic, and it sure seems like that was the case. He was trying to even things out there, and they've suspended him indefinitely. I think he's out for the rest of the season. I did read something today that ref was planning on retiring anyway after this season, but still, that's going to cause a lot of suspicion among sports fans. So if you keep a check, we had an NBA referee write a book about how he was in over his head with the mob with a lot of money, so he was fixing games. Now we just caught an NHL ref on a hot mic admitting that he was making calls based off emotion and evening things out. So pretty dicey things there in the NHL. That's not a good look for the NHL. You always think they're kind of on the up and up, but they got caught doing it as well. So what are you going to do? Moving along. Did you see this? UFC star Miesha Tate is coming out of retirement. She's going to fight in July. I figure that's one of those sports, not that any sport's easy to retire from, but for some reason the physical sports, those folks have a hard time staying in retirement. Maybe it's just because you can't really recreate that. Golfers retire, you can still golf. Baseball players retire, you can still join a senior league. Football players, fighters retire. There's no outlet unless you like being an announcer. Some ex-fighters have become announcers, but it's just not the same thing. So Miesha Tate's had enough of retirement, and she's going to fight again in July. Pretty cool stuff. That's going to get us about halfway through our list. Again, we have racing coming up at 4:30. In-studio driver should be here any minute. I think he was stopping to get some beverages. So we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Work Week in Review live with the janitor. Again, if you've tuned in because you're an ESGT GT3 series race fan, you got about 20 minutes till the race kicks off from Frankenschorps. And we're going to do the play-by-play here right on 12 Ounce Sports and live in the studio. Again, we appreciate you tuning in. It's a Friday, March 26, 2021. College basketball kicks back in tomorrow. A lot of exciting things going on. F1 kicks off this Sunday. So a lot to talk about. Again, feel free to call in right after the break. We'll have about 15 minutes before race if you want. Or you can text us 330-866-0525. And then after the race, we'll come back on for about 15 minutes. We're going till 6 tonight instead of 5. So hopefully you can settle in and enjoy what we're doing. Again, I'm the janitor. Got my Cavs throwback on. I'm going to go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get late.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
It helps to unmute the mic when you say when you play this soundbite here.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get late.
Dude, I am frantic today.
Why's that?
You know the story?
Driving too fast.
I had stuff to do. No, I got everything set up with 2 minutes to spare, and it's a rat's nest, as you can see.
Yeah.
The tripod's too tall for the new computer because it's a laptop, and I forgot I changed my password to Sony for PlayStation, so that set me back 10 minutes, and then I had to download the race, D3 race. Oh yeah, it's been a friggin' nightmare, and then I come out of commercial and I was still paused, so or I'm muted. I still had our mic muted. You missed all the topics. I front-loaded the subjects for you, and then you called and said you're going to be late.
Yeah.
We went F1, NHL. I don't know if we want to rehash everything. Everybody's already listened to it once. I gave you a screen for racing, so you'll be able to see the cars.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I guess we could maybe go over the same things we went over, but I'd hate to do that.
You went through every single one of your topics.
No, I went through the topics I front-loaded for you.
Oh. Well, now go through your next topic.
I was trying to get you out of frame here because you're on two different cameras now, and it doesn't look good. I got to get the tripod all set up for this camera next time. Again, I'm frantic today. Are you there? Oh yeah, you are here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you got quiet over there. I brought your Yinglings for you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're in the mini fridge.
All right.
All right, so this is discombobulated, but we're here for the race, really. This is a different show than normal. Oh, we do have a call now.
Mm.
And I did tell him call in. 12 Ounce Sports, you're live in the studio. Who we got?
Who do you think it is?
Michael Carvelis.
Yeah, right. You don't have to go over the same things. You didn't talk about the 49ers trade.
I know, and the stat magician, my nephew, who's been when we first started as a radio station, he was a major contributor, is a huge Niners fan, so he was texting me today. Yeah, the Niners traded up with the Dolphins to get the 3rd overall pick. Now, they said they're not going to trade Jimmy G. What do you think? You believe him or not?
It's all hot smoke. Of course they're trading Jimmy Garoppolo. They're trading him back to the Patriots. It's all hot smoke.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Why else would they get up there to 3rd? Now, who do you think they're going to get at 3rd, though?
Trey Lance or what's his name?
You don't think Justin Fields?
Justin Fields. I heard Mac Jones, but it's all smoke.
You're not allowed to say what's his name to Buckeye players. That's a rule here in the studio.
Even I know who Justin Fields is.
You there, Glenn?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, all right. So they might get Justin Fields. How about them Penguins moving up to 3rd? What do you think? We have a chance at the Stanley Cup this year, or what?
Yeah, but you better get some 3rd or 4th line centerman. You're going to be out in the first round against the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one. What else do we want to talk about? Who you got in the tournament now that we've settled in the Sweet 16 and we've had a record number of upsets? Do you have any crazy predictions?
Well, I don't care who wins as long as Oral Roberts or Alabama don't win the NCAA tournament. I'm happy.
You don't like either team? Well, I understand Alabama. What's the hate towards Oral Roberts? That's a new one.
Well,
the hate towards Oral Roberts is they just might have finished the basketball Florida program. Let's see.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make my case why they have to fire Mike White. First of all, I looked at their roster today. Trey Mann goes to the NBA. He's not coming back. Quez Clover and Noah Locke are transfers. They're transferring. They don't want to deal with Mike White. Keontae Johnson may never play again. They're getting one recruit in next year, which is the perfect formula to be a total disaster. And if they are a total disaster, which I'm kind of hoping for, they will have no choice but to fire him, get a new head coach, change their whole recruiting model, which is what they need. I honestly hope they suck next year so they can do a whole reboot on the program, because it's a sin of what he has done to that basketball program.
So
they haven't been to the Elite Eight since 2017.
It sounds like you're kind of grateful for Oral Roberts beating them.
Yeah, I think you're happy they won, Oral Roberts.
No, I'm not. I'm just showing you my frustration. I'm also telling you the truth of it.
Here's what Florida. It's time for Florida to do this.
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
Did you hear that or
do
not?
Do what?
You didn't.
Yeah, I did. Do what?
Act like a man. Man up. Get better. That's what the Buckeyes need to do. The Buckeyes can't recruit centers. It's time to man up and recruit centers. I mean, if you want to be an elite program, you got to act like one, right?
Yeah, I said bring back Billy Donovan. You know what I would do if I was Florida? If the Boston Celtics, here's 2 things I found out today. Number one, supposedly Mike White is one of the favorites to land a Utah Utes job. And I told a North Carolina Tar Heels fan, I said, Utah Utes, do your thing. That's number one. Number 2, if the Boston Celtics fire Brad Stevens, which I think they should, and they should have blown the whole thing up with him and Danny Ainge, the Florida Gators should be on the phone with Brad Stevens, get Brad Stevens in Gainesville, and get them to recruit top recruits once again.
You think he's going to actually leave the NBA? You think he'd leave the NBA to go to college?
Maybe. He's
been there, done that.
And if you don't and if they get rid of Mike White, if he takes another job, then you better bring in Mike Miller, Corey Brewer, Al Horford, Joakim Noah, one of those 4 former Florida Gator basketball players, or you hand Texas Tech's head coach Chris Beard a blank check. Fill out whatever amount of cash he wants. Get him to Florida. He was just there to a national championship. Should have been in Virginia. Virginia got lucky. Don't get me started on that. Should have been in Auburn in that Final Four game. Whatever. But in reality, the Florida basketball program's in trouble. Their athletic director needs to realize we ain't going anywhere with Mike White. We have to get him out of here before this program gets ruined.
There you go. All right. Hey, Glenn, I'd love to talk all day. We got to figure out how we can get a show together. We need like a Saturday morning show, breakfast with the boys, just you and I just going off.
Oh, God. I can't do Saturdays, Beck. You know that.
I know.
I'm not on Monday.
You're usually hungover. I understand. It's all good. Hey.
Yeah, all right. Well,
hey, I'd love to make I'd love to make this the Florida basketball show, but we're up against time because we have a live race tonight.
I know.
In 10
Have
minutes.
a good weekend.
Hey, no, you got to promote your show. When are you live?
Well, I'm live on Mondays and Thursdays at 11 a.m. to noon, but I'm not on this Monday. You'll hear me next Thursday.
That's right. You got a holiday or something, right? Monday.
Yep.
All right, brother. Enjoy the long weekend. We appreciate the call.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Take it easy. There he is, the one, the only, the famous Glenn Kaplan of Glenn's Dynamic Sports Corner.
Yeah, good call.
What do you think of all that?
I like it.
You're quiet again.
I like it.
There you go. Let the crowd hear you. You know, they like to hear your voice. In Studio Driver.
I feel like I have my face buried in a microphone.
Well, you don't have the loudest of microphones. All right, let's get through these real quick. This is going to tick you off because we're tired of baseball trying to change everything.
Oh, yeah?
So they're going to, the MLB announced they're going to use StatCast to catch cheating pitchers. StatCast is like a very immersed software that can tell if, like, in the fifth inning, the ball is rotating more than it was in the first inning. And that's how Major League Baseball is going to catch pitchers either using like Vaseline on the bill of their hat, or they have sandpaper in their glove and they're scuffing up the ball to get better grip, to get a harder curveball.
Ah.
And I thought to myself, I guess I understand what they're trying to do, but they're idiots because they've already got a dwindling crowd.
Yeah.
They're already starting to get beat by the MLS. And when I think back to the 80s and Phil Niekro smoking in the dugout, and everybody knew he was scuffing the ball up because he had sandpaper, and then you had other people with nasty curveballs. You knew they had Vaseline on their bill. It was exciting. It was exciting to try to catch them doing it while you're watching the game. Like, oh, right there, he touched the bill of his hat, and then a big curveball slider comes.
Yeah.
It's exciting, and plus, it shouldn't be this easy for hitters. The strike zone has become this big.
Wow.
And now the pitchers can't have any fun themselves. It's just like, I got to throw it right down the middle to everybody now. And so they're basically setting it up to where it's higher scoring and only fastball pitchers have an advantage, because if you're throwing a curveball and the strike zone's this big,
Yeah.
how are you going to ever get a call?
Yeah.
So and now they're trying to catch pitchers through a software.
Did the umps used to have to do that, like check the hats and check the gloves?
They've caught people before. The famous what's the Royals player, Kansas City Royals player? They determined he had too much pine tar on his bat, and they took away a homer, and he went out and about fought the umpire. But it's not like it wasn't a Big Brother thing. It was, if I caught you, like the sandpaper's literally in the web of your glove and everybody in the stadium can see it, then you get in trouble. If it's slid under your glove by your palm and you're getting away with it, you're getting away with it. We might all know you're doing it, but you're getting away with it. It was kind of a cool nuance with baseball, and they're taking all the nuances away. And I don't understand what they're thinking. They're losing fans.
Yeah.
By the year, the crowds are getting smaller. You can go to the Indians game for like $7 now.
And so their logic is, if there's less strikes, there's more people getting walked, and there's more runs, and people will come to watch it.
They want higher runs because, again, Americans like shiny things. That's why they don't like soccer. They got to be wowed every 2 seconds. Somebody's got to be scoring.
Right.
And that's just kind of the lay of the land, I guess. That's the only way you keep Americans entertained in a sport, is make sure that the scores are enormously high, I guess. And whatever. All right. The betting odds. We're down to 6 minutes till race time.
Okay.
The betting odds for the Sweet 16 is overwhelmingly towards all the favorites. There's according to Vegas, there's no Cinderella.
Wow.
The four with the highest odds to win the title, Gonzaga, Baylor, Michigan, and Houston, just happens to be the four top-rated teams. What's weird about that, what's odd about that, and you might back me up here, is this year has broken the record of most upsets in the first two rounds. There were 12 upsets in the first two rounds, which broke the previous record of 10.
Wow.
But Vegas doesn't think there's going to be any upsets in the Sweet 16.
Well, were most of those 12 in the first round, and then now in the Sweet 16.
No. They were all, Oral Roberts is in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, but there's only, like 2 or 3 teams that are ranked above 8 in the Sweet 16, something like that?
We'd have to look it up. It's going to scroll across the bottom here in a minute, but
I think I saw it. It's not very many, 2 or 3.
But no, USC got an upset. Oregon got an upset. Oral Roberts, like half the Sweet 16 is from upsets. Here, I got the matchups right here. Going into the Sweet 16, Oregon State and Loyola, both of those were upsets to get there. Villanova and Baylor took had an upset to get there. Oral Roberts and Arkansas, both of them had an upset to get there. So far, every team.
Are they ranked higher than 8th? Their seeds?
Yeah, you got a 12 and 8, a 5, a 1, a 15, a 3. Syracuse, 2 upsets to get there against Houston. They're 11. And then you got Creighton and Gonzaga, 5 and a 1. Florida State, Michigan, that held serve. UCLA, Alabama. UCLA is 11. Alabama's a 2, supposed to be there. Oregon and USC, 7 versus 6. They were both upsets to get there. It doesn't matter if they're higher than an 8. They had upsets to get there. So 80% of the Sweet 16 had to upset somebody to get there.
Oh, right.
It doesn't matter if it's an 8 or higher.
It should be a 4 or higher. Anything higher than a 4.
Oregon beat a 2.
Because 4 times 4 is 16.
Oregon beat a 2 to get there.
So
Oregon's a 7.
Okay, my math was off.
Yeah, so most of the teams in the Sweet 16 had to upset somebody to get there.
Which means they're higher than a 4 seed.
Yes, there's only so Loyola was an 8, but that's a mid-major small school, and they're in a Sweet 16. They don't look like one. So you want to see 4 or lower of the Sweet 16. Baylor's one of them. Arkansas's 2, Houston's 3, Gonzaga's 4, Michigan and Florida State are 6, 5 and 6, Alabama 7. So there's 7 out of the Sweet 16 or 1 through 4.
So that's less than half.
Yeah.
More than half were upsets then.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. And Vegas doesn't think one of the upset teams will go all the way.
No, they picked the top 4 teams left. It was the best odds. I mean, you barely make any money if you bet on Zaga.
Sounds like a good year to vote for a long shot.
Yeah, I wish I felt like Loyola could win it all, but their odds have probably gone in Vegas's favor at this point, though. We have 3 minutes, 2 topics, but we can just skip them if we want to go to commercial before racing, or we can just run this right up to racing. It's up to you.
Give me another topic.
There's conspiracy theories around Deshaun Watson and his 14 lawsuits with these women. We should have kept Glenn on the line because he's had some, I guess, some friends turn their back on him because he started to question whether this is motivated by other factors here. Deshaun Watson apparently liked the massage parlors in Houston, and then he's been demanding a trade in the offseason, and all of a sudden the story started as the lawyer that's representing all these women is the friend of the owner, but I've read that's not true. They know each other. They don't golf together. But up to 14 lawsuits by massage therapists saying that he's forced himself upon them during the massage, and so now he's in serious legal trouble. But the conspiracy theories are coming fast and furious. This is partly motivated by the billionaire owner of Houston to try to get revenge because he wanted traded. These women are making it up because they found one massage therapist that said she gave him a massage and he was never inappropriate. So I guess that means he's never inappropriate because he wasn't that one time. So the conspiracies run deep on that one. And you talk about a guy that was kind of on the mountain there, and there's I saw Outkick the coverage said he's never going to play NFL again.
Wow.
I mean, you don't have
just from a scandal.
A scandal? That's sexual assault, Casey.
Yeah, but he's not convicted of anything yet. He's just been accused.
Right, but he wants traded from the team he plays for now, so they're not going to play him, and nobody's going to trade for him when he's in the middle of a serious case of possibly rape.
So it sounds like he's basically guilty instead of proven or innocent until proven guilty.
You're taking the wrong side here, buddy.
Oh.
Because there's 20-some women and 14 lawsuits that say he did this.
I guess I'd rather...
You're missing the point. You're way off base here. Sorry, not sorry. You're on the wrong side of the fence. Nobody's going to play him till the case is over, and I'm saying he's guilty.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean...
I'd rather let a judge say that.
I don't have any say in it. What part do you not understand? I don't have any say. I'm just predicting he's guilty.
Okay.
That's what Outkick's done. They're predicting he's guilty.
Yeah.
If he's guilty, he's never playing in the NFL again.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. Jeez. Anti-women over here.
No, I just want to hear like facts in a court case, not hearsay through so and so and so and so.
So you just think, what facts are they going to bring out? It's 20-some women that say he did it.
Well, then let him go.
A separate. What facts are they going to bring? Did they bag his semen?
No, but they can testify in front of a judge.
How can 20 women that are all strangers to each other say the same thing happened when they gave him a massage?
Have they all sworn under oath that that's what happened?
Yet they filed lawsuits. You can't file a lawsuit without swearing that you're telling the truth.
All right.
Even in a divorce, you have to do that.
All right. I don't know these things. I've never been to court.
For the record, 12 Ounce Sports is not anti-women. We just we got some people like Glenn and Casey that question these women.
I'm not questioning the women. I'm just saying it's nice to have proof.
What proof are you going to bring?
A testimony.
Okay, they're already saying it happened.
Okay, all I've heard is hearsay that you said they said it
Who's
happened.
hearsay?
You just said they said it happened. That's not...
How's that going to be any different than their testimony?
Because it's a sworn testimony under oath in
Right.
front of a judge.
Okay, they're gonna testify.
Okay, when I hear that, then I might think
Jesus,
differently.
you're out of your mind. Oh, we'll go to break before the race. How's that? Because the race isn't a full hour and a half.
Okay.
When we come back, if you've tuned in for ESGT GT3 Series Division 3 race, that's a mouthful. Not under oath though. The race is coming right after this commercial break. Thanks for tuning in to Work Week in Review with the janitor and in-studio driver. When we come back, it's time to race. So get ready, folks.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Even Deshaun.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Welcome in live on 12 Ounce Sports. I got a co-host today,
Oh, yeah.
and we got live racing. It's the ESGT official GT3 Series Division 3 from Frankenschopps.
Bob Trunkersump.
And it's raining. Let's go racing. So we got some new drivers. And it looks like Rebello's in first starting out. We had some drivers move up in class. Yuma, we know him. Pumas Aragon, we know him. Takeo, we know him. So what's going to be nice, and it's raining here, what's going to be nice is some of the guys that were middle of the pack to below the pack. What do you need? Why are you whispering? We're live on the air. You don't have to whisper. You can take that out and hold it.
I'm relocating.
I was going to say you can hold it. So what's nice is the first couple of weeks, the mid-level or bottom of the pack drivers are now in this race, getting to make a difference. That's loud. So we're on lap 1. 17 laps in the rain here in Frankenthorpe, Spa-Frankenthorpe. The in-studio driver, one of his favorite tracks.
Oh, yeah, I love this track. Super long straightaway. Whole bunch of really tight turns and decreasing radius turns. And in the rain, this track is really tricky. If these guys aren't spot on, they'll find themselves off course real easily.
So we had a shake-up in the league. We had some controversy we're not going to talk about on the air. It's kind of private. But we had a shake-up, so we had some drivers disqualified or withdrew. So that shook up the divisions. And then we had some moving around of divisions because of some better drivers. So Division 3 has kind of stabilized here. It should be pretty competitive. The guy in 7th, Toxic Bacon, is actually the room host. And Rebello here in first is new to Division 3. Hernandez in second. He led his first lap of the season last week before spinning out. Pumas Aragon, he's been in every week here in D3. Yuma, Takeo. And then in 6th right now is Cephai. He just dropped to 7th. He's new. Dario moved up to 6th. He's been here every week. And TFGO in 8th. He's been here every week. So there's 11 drivers. We're going to run down to the bottom of the pack and see who we're dealing with here. And this is Hugo. He's been here. And he's having a little trouble in the rain here with the wet tires.
Yeah, that Toyota's a little slick.
And he's actually pretty far back from the pack. So we're going to move up to Ramadas. He's been here every week, D3.
Oh, somebody off the road right in
Yep,
front
we
of
got
him.
somebody off.
That's Ramada, I think, just came back on road.
Oh, it could have been. I think it was somebody in front of him.
Oh, you're right.
I think it's the new guy, Cephai, who just dropped to 9th now because of that. And then he's off the track. He's down to 10th. He went off again. Romanos is suddenly up to 8th. So this guy, Cephai's new, and he's struggling a little bit in the rain. Here comes Toxic Bacon's in 10th. He's the room host. And he's got a lot of mist in his eyes as we start lap 2. That's what they're looking at right there.
Oh, Mercedes and the Lamborghini, both of them off course. Yeah.
Both off. So let's move up to Daria. He had a good run last week. I believe he finished in... I don't think he got the podium last week. I think he got 4th.
He's about to hit the long straightaway here. He looks like he went through that uphill twisty section pretty nice.
He's one of the better drivers, and he's catching TFGO.
Yeah, that's one of the harder sections on the track, so yeah, he made up some ground there. That was nice.
So we only have a few extra drivers, or not extra, but a few new drivers this week in D3. And I think after week 5 or 6, you're not going to see any moving of divisions. There's only relegation delegation for the first few weeks. So TFGO holding off Daria here.
TFGO looked a little wiggly going into the turn.
Now, video games are funny sometimes. He's got a convertible and it's raining, which wouldn't happen in real life.
Oh, sure it would.
Not that kind of convertible.
Sure it would.
No. I disagree.
You just need a visor on your helmet.
I disagree. Agree to disagree.
Fine. Oh, and there we go, a little drifting.
A little slip. We're going to go up to fourth to Takeo. He's been around all season here in D3.
Another Porsche. Looks like a popular choice in car today.
He's just outside the podium here. Again, you're watching ESGT official GT3 Series Division 3 race, Week 3. Just underway. Macaulay has moved up to Division 2. He was the league leader. And Bizzle may have dropped out or disqualified from the league. So the leader after a few weeks here in Division 3 has moved up, relegated to Division 2. And we got a couple new guys here in Division 3 that got delegated. I think Rebello's one of them who's actually leading Week 3 here. So some good racing on the way. You just raced this track in the rain as well, didn't you?
Yeah. This Porsche looks like he might be having a little bit of understeer in certain parts entering turns.
What's he chasing there? What's Yuma driving?
I haven't seen it yet. Let me see it.
They just showed it, but I can switch to him. There he is right there.
That green and black
Right here?
is a Mustang. The car on the left is a Hyundai. Oh,
Yeah, that's what he's
that's
driving.
actually a Genesis. That's one of my favorite cars on this game, actually.
Oh, and Takeo's going to go for it on the inside on the long straightaway. Is he going to get him? This is a huge, hard turn. He's on the inside. There could be some bumping. It's going to be clean. And Takeo takes the lead for at least a brief second.
Yuma played a smart line there. He might actually... Nope, he's falling
Nope.
behind. Yep.
And Takeo got it.
Yep.
So what a pass there on the, what do they call it? Is that like a 90-degree turn there at the end of the straightaway?
Oh, no, that's like a 180. That's
A 180 turn.
a hairpin.
There you go. That's what I was looking for, hairpin.
So, yeah, now they're on this long straight.
Yeah, let's see if Yuma can get any. He's in the, what's he in again?
He's getting a draft in the Hyundai, and he's about to pull
Oh,
beside the Porsche.
He's going to go on the inside and get the Porsche. Big second gear turn coming up. And he got him. He's in the Hyundai, you say.
Yeah.
So the straightaways, a lot of draft going on. We're on lap 3.
That moved him up into third. Nice move.
If you want to keep up
Now,
on
this turn right here they're going into, this is a decreasing radius. You enter it in second, but you got to really get down into first gear before you exit the turn. And then it's just full throttle here. A little lift off the gas for this left-hander.
So that one before early throttles your enemy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want to... it's kind of difficult. You got to enter it and downshift mid-turn if you're really pushing it.
Takeo falling back now a little bit after taking the lead in third.
That right-hander in rain, too much throttle will totally put you outside and into the grass.
Let's go up to Puma Aragon because he's been here every week and he's been mid to late in the pack, but he's benefited from some relegation delegation. Now he's in second. This will be a nice point getter for him.
That's a pretty-looking Mustang there.
Oh, yeah, nice paint job. They do have livery restrictions. This is sanctioned race. So they do have some restrictions. That's a nice-looking paint job there on the 85 car MRT Pumas Aragon.
Looked like some nice throttle control coming out of the turn there. He was about to start to lose the back end, but he kept it in line. There he goes, wiggling again, entering a turn, but keeps it in line.
Now here in this race, since it's raining, there's two choices of tire, intermediate. They just call them intermediates, or
Yet there's intermediate
and then wet,
and full wet.
and then full wet tire. So intermediates are kind of like, it's not racing intermediate, it's intermediate wet.
It's a rain intermediate.
It's like a hybrid of a wet tire and a dry tire.
Right.
Okay.
It's basically a little less depth on the tread.
Okay. So far, everybody we've turned to, I think, is using wet. The only requirements is you have to use one of two of those compounds, but there's no requirements for minimum laps on each compound. So you can use wets the entire race here. And we learned from in-studio drivers race online last Saturday night that they can pretty much make it with no pit.
Oh, yeah.
So they should be fine. I think it's the same number of laps.
Actually, this is a 17 lap. I think I only ran a 16 lapper.
If not less. Maybe they do have to pit then.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a couple more. It's a couple laps more than you raced. I remember that because I saw the lap number. So they should have to pit once because of gas only.
Well, it also might depend on the car and how they drive it. Somebody could,
True.
ease the throttle the whole race and make it the distance. Yeah, Aragon looks pretty smooth in this car.
Yeah, he's running well, and That tells you how good McCauley and Bizzle were. Let's go up to Rebelo. He's in first. Pretty healthy lead. As Aragon is just starting that turn that Rebelo just finished. So he's going to, what's he in there?
He's in a Porsche. I'm kind of looking to see if he also experiences any understeer, like the other Porsche.
You see the ESG logo up on his front bumper there. That's the sanctioning body for this race. 3 divisions. Division 1 live on Sundays on Zingo TV, channel 761, the home of 12-ounce sports at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Division 2 races live Monday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Division 3 live here on Fridays. Going forward the rest of the season, it'll be live at 4:30. We'll do Work Week in Review 4 to 4:30. We'll do the race, and then Work Week in Review will close it out for the last 15 minutes each week. That way yours truly's not putting in 4.5-hour days here. I got other things I could be doing in the studio, but just not being live. Rebelo's leading pretty easily, so let's give a couple other people some.
There was a big wiggle in a high-speed turn.
Now they're starting to spread out a little bit here. I don't see any battles on the map. If you see viewers at home, top right-hand corner, you can see the map. And the little blue star or triangles are the drivers. The red one's the one we're focused on, which is Yuma right now. And he's got Takeo on his bumper.
Yeah.
Looks like Daria's car, though, but it says Takeo on the leaderboard. Maybe they got the same exact car. No sign of Daria. He's got that orange car, too.
No, that is Takeo. I saw the name above the car.
Yeah.
That's the orange Porsche.
So we got 2 orange in a row because we're going to go down to Daria. There he is.
He's the BMW. Yeah.
Okay, he's got the Beamer. Let's go back to Yuma.
He had a real problem there. He's looking slow for some reason.
Yeah, he's not full throttle either. Now he gets it going. Just in time for the hill and the sharp left.
Yeah. You really got to enter that right-hander, treat it like a late apex to set yourself up to stay full throttle on the left-hander at the top of the hill. Because when you get to the top of the hill, your car becomes lighter and you're losing traction. And if you have full throttle on, you're very likely to kick the back out and spin and skid. And
see some of the puddles there on the track. It doesn't drain perfect.
No, yeah. The racing line should stay drier than the rest of the track. But if you're offline, you're going to find some puddles. And what's crazy is those are usually the places where you pass. And so you're going to be trying to pass somebody and then you hit a puddle.
What's just funny, being a guy that's built roads for 20 years of my life, I know that you usually crown a road because the 3 things that can ruin a road are water, water, and water. So you crown a road to keep the water from, sitting in the middle of it. It sheens off. But racetracks, they got to keep the road flat for safety. You don't want a car bouncing around crazily going 200 miles per hour, so it doesn't drain as well as a normal road. So you get these puddles in a rain race.
Oh, there's a big drift.
Yeah.
Yuma hanging on.
Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on him because it's one of the closer battles except for the last 2. But this is a battle for the podium, and Yuma's starting to get a little slippery as he's got Takeo following him. And again, in the top 8, the original D3 drivers are 2 Puma Aragon, 3 Yuma, 4 Takeo, 5 Daria, 6 fan favorite Hernandez, 7 TFGO.
Wait, Hernandez fell from 2nd to 6th?
He's in 6th right now, Hernandez. I'm not sure he was in 2nd.
Oh, I thought I saw in the beginning of the race he was in 2nd.
He might have had 2nd in the pole. He did lead his first ever lap last week.
Oh, big off course.
Takeo went way wide.
Yeah.
And this is coming up on the end of the lap here, so a little chicane. And that's where the pit entrance is. Weird pit entrance.
Oh, yeah, it's real slow.
You can easily hit that wall, can't you?
Yeah, if you miss your braking point into that, you can definitely do some damage easily.
Yuma pulling away from Takeo pretty well.
Yeah, Takeo had that little off-road excursion, and Yuma's got to feel good about it. He's less likely to check his mirrors so frequently now.
Let's see what Taco's up to here. See why he's losing some ground.
Well, he's been. I think that understeer. There was a few turns I saw him understeer, and then that one way off road. Yeah, there's some
He's gonna be
understeer there.
wide.
He went too far
He's
left.
going to be wide there. Oh. Yeah, he was way too far left. He might get a penalty, actually, post-race.
I didn't see that far left, but he had to slow down to take the left, which is going to kill his speed. And there he's off in the grass in the straightaway. He's looking for the limits, though. I like it. Yeah, you can see some understeer when he's on throttle. When he's that Porsche, when you get on the gas, it wants to go straight. It doesn't want to turn. But for some reason, who was it, Rebello in first in the Porsche, he's figured it out. He must have a better feather foot or something when you're coming out of a turn.
Let's check out Rebello here in first. This would be his first D3 win. Still a ways to go, though. Laps 6 to 17, and these are 3-minute laps, roughly. So a good 33 minutes of racing to go, so anything can happen here in the rain.
Yeah, he's got his braking points down. He's entering the turns nicely, keeping that car real smooth.
He's not burning much gas, man. I don't think they're going to have a pit. I think the rain is the bigger challenge. There's a little slide.
Yeah, a little bit. Again, on the throttle, that Porsche wants to go straight, and he's probably trying to counter steer, and then it starts to wiggle on him. Sorry, not counter steer, but turn more into the turn.
So he's flying. There's somebody way out of... Looks like Ramadas is way back on his own. So let's go up ahead of him because I think there's a little battle between 8 and 9. Hugo and Toxic Bacon, the room host. Got to give him a little street cred for hosting the room.
Yeah, Hugo's in another Toyota. Both Toyotas are bringing up the back of the pack.
Huh.
And then Toxic Bacon, it looked like he was in a Lamborghini. Yep.
Oh, yeah. The Lambo.
He had some off-road excursion earlier.
Oh, he slid right there, too. So let's see. Is there a battle? 2, 3, and 4 looks like they're having it out. Let's go to 4. Just Takeo. So it's 2 and 3 maybe. He's a little closer to each other. Yeah, Yuma's gaining a little ground on Puma Aragon.
Wow.
We'll leave it here for a minute.
Coming into that uphill section. Leading into the long straight.
Again, if you're tuning in, this is normally Work Week in Review, live with the janitor and in-studio driver. We're still here. We did our show the first half hour, 4 to 4:30. We got racing till about 5:45. Last 15 minutes will just be tomfoolery, and we'll let you call back in. We had Glenn call in at the beginning of the show. Now we're watching Division III racing live here in the studio, and we'll sum this all up after the race. About 10 laps to go here in Spa-Francorchamps. Am I saying it right?
Francorchamps.
Francorchamps. Is this in Spain?
France.
France.
Oh, no. No, it's not in France.
Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps.
No, you stumped
You looking
me.
it up for me?
Yeah, I think it's Belgium.
Well, the colors of the berm always make me, for some reason they make me think of Spain. So, but we're watching Yuma in third. He's battling second.
It is Belgium.
So the track's in Belgium. And it's raining pretty good here. Making an extra challenge for these drivers. They got to put the wets on. Wet tires got a bigger tread. Slows the car down.
Although without that full wet tire, you're skidding so much more on any kind of
They'd be all over the place, wouldn't they?
dampness. Yeah, you'd have to really just stay half throttle when you're coming out of turns until you're totally straight, and then you can go full throttle. But the wets allow you a little bit more earlier throttle and later braking.
Right. Again, you're watching ESGT official GT3 Series Division 3 race. This is week 3. Had a shake up in some divisions, but here we are still racing. Brought to you by MyBookie, MyBookie. Use the promo code 12OZSports, all capital letters. You'll get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. And yes, they do have racing on there. You can bet on the races. My co-host and I last year won a Lewis Hamilton bet in an F1 race. So plenty of racing action on MyBookie as well. Just make sure you use the promo code 12OZSports, all capital letters. You'll get up to $1,000 off or matched on your first deposit.
Might have been 2 or 3 races we bet on Hamilton and got him right.
Yeah, the one was a big payout because he didn't win the pole, though.
Yeah, he started like 6th or 7th or 8th or something.
Yeah.
Yuma's really pushing it here. I like Yuma. This guy's got a little drift going in the Hyundai. He might have fallen back a little bit from a couple laps ago compared to Puma Aragon.
I don't see any battles on the track. They're all spread out right now. In fact, once you get past second and third, I mean, Rebelo is just running away. You can see it in the top right-hand corner. The red triangle, you can't even see Puma Aragon because they're so close. But if you look ahead of the red triangle, that's Rebelo. He's pretty far out ahead.
Yeah, I don't think he's made a mistake yet.
And then not too far behind Takeo in fourth, but he's not going to threaten anytime soon.
Uh-oh. Yuma just totally stopped on track.
What's he doing?
What is going on? He's totally, like, hit the brakes. He's off track.
He's in the sand. Okay, Yuma's...
I don't know why. It looked like he drove himself out there on purpose or something.
He might have slid off and just DQ'd or did not finish. DNF.
I can't imagine he could be stuck in the gravel. Can't move the car.
That could be. It's so wet.
Yeah.
I don't know. That brings us to Takeo in third now. That means Daria, who's excelled in Division 3, has moved up to fourth. It says Yuma in 10th, but he's gone.
He dropped, maybe.
Yuma's gone.
That's a bummer. He was doing well, I thought.
I think he DNF'd. I think he went off and knew that was going to be the death of him and decided not to take the points. Or like you say, maybe he couldn't even move it.
Yeah, that sand in the rain, you can, in real life, you could get a car stuck. I'm not sure about the game physics if they let you drive out of it, but...
So down to 9 drivers. Starting to look like the 12-ounce sports league. 8 or 9 drivers.
Yeah.
If we get the darn wheel to work with Race Room.
Oh, a little drifting in the Beamer.
Daria in fourth. First, second, third, and fourth pretty well spread out. Fifth and sixth spread out. 7, 8, 9 spread out. There's no battles. There's no battles anywhere.
Daria's really wiggling this car. I don't have too much knowledge of driving this car in the game, but he looks really, like, jittery. I wonder if maybe he's not using a wheel, if he's actually on a controller.
That's a good question. He's struggling a little bit, though. Oh.
Yeah.
That's just a case of too much gas there. He throttled too much.
Or too much steer. He didn't get off the steering wheel soon enough.
Right. Lap 9 underway. So halfway through this lap will be the halfway point of the race. And the rain is frustrating. It's proved frustrating for 2 drivers. So far, 2 of them have DNF'd.
Oh, yeah, he's drifting in that uphill section, which means this whole straightaway, he's just losing speed. If you can't keep the car smooth through that uphill left-right fast turn, then it's tons of time because this straightaway is so long. And, yeah, he's already a second slower than his own best lap, and he's not even halfway through this lap yet.
He's losing steam.
Yeah. Well, he had a bad turn. Just one bad turn will do that.
Sounds like there's some fans in the stands.
Yeah. Loving the action.
If you want to commentate, you can. I'm going to go grab a beer, though.
There you go. Get one.
You want engine noise or comment?
I can hand you a beer, actually.
I'm going to get up and stretch. You want engine noise, or you want to talk?
I'll talk.
All right.
Daria here, he's looking smooth at times, and then there's just little moments exiting a turn. He might be on the gas too soon. Or that little wiggle looked like he had too much braking. Now we're up to Takeo in the Porsche. Looks pretty smooth in that section. Here we are in the Volkswagen convertible that our host thinks nobody can race in the rain. It's totally untrue. Convertibles can be driven in rain. I just highly recommend you have a visor on your helmet. Or the old school goggles.
Okay, there's a difference between can and should. Why would you put the extra pressure on yourself or the extra nuisance? It's already a nuisance to drive in the rain. Look at him.
Big drift.
And then you're going to sit in a soaking wet seat.
He might not even notice it. He might be so focused on driving that the rain is in his cockpit is no issue.
Well, it's a video game, so he definitely doesn't notice it.
It is a strange looking car, though, if you're just talking about aesthetics and automotive design.
What's your favorite brand, isn't it?
Volkswagen?
Yeah.
That's what I drive.
That's not your favorite, though?
It depends on what you're rating, whether or not I think it's...
You don't have a favorite?
For daily drivers, I like Volkswagen, yeah.
Well, I didn't know you were going to have 12 favorites where you classify them.
That's what I was talking about. It's what are you rating it on?
Just your favorite car.
Favorite car ever in history?
It doesn't matter, yeah. Doesn't matter where you're using it or how are you using it.
It's hard to answer that because there's so many different ways of thinking and looking at cars. Just like art, there's so many different... It can change daily. You go to a museum one day and you have a favorite piece of art that you see, and a week later you go to a different museum and you have another favorite.
You just like all cars.
I do.
Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. But this one does look strange, and sometimes I like strange.
Oh, we have sound effects for the drivers, too. TFGO in fifth. We're going to move around now. We don't want to stick on the same guy the whole time. Are those guys in last?
Hugo's in eighth. I don't know what last is. We still have 10.
No, those might be the leaders.
We still have 10 cars on track?
I think so.
Yeah. Or 9. It showed Yuma in 10th,
So I
but I
think-
don't see him.
Yeah, he DNF'd.
Yeah, Ramadas is now 9th.
And he's, I thought he was catching Hugo, but he's not. I was hoping we'd see a battle. Who are those? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. But they weren't that close. They look closer on the map than they really are, I guess. It's Daria.
Daria still chasing.
I will say
Takeo.
Daria's in fourth. We had a couple drivers drop out. We've had some relegation, delegation, but he seems like a pretty solid driver on dry pavement. I think he's struggling with this rain.
Yeah, who knows? It could be the BMW doesn't like rain. It could be him that doesn't know the rain.
Because he's been a pretty solid driver this season. We're going to have 10 in the books here after this. Tight turn.
Oh, yeah, this is a slow first gear turn. Like low RPM first gear.
Another squiggly. He is. It seems like he is catching Takeo a little bit for the podium.
That was his fastest lap by 7-some-tenths of a second. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's on a move.
Oh, he went wide there. Let's see if we see the card. Yeah, there's the car in front of him. I think he's gaining a little bit on Takeo.
Yeah, it looks like he gained 3 seconds that last lap on Takeo.
You're right. 251 to 254. We could have a shake-up on the podium here on this back half of this race.
Let's see what happened when Takeo starts seeing him in his mirrors if he feels the pressure. And
Oh, yeah.
could force him into an error just by seeing headlights. Yeah, there's a little understeer. You can see him turning the wheel, but his car looks like it keeps just going straight.
Do you remember your times from Saturday in this race?
I do not.
Because you won your division, right?
Yeah, it was a C-class race. I won.
We don't remember your times?
No.
I'm just curious how it stacks up here.
I think my qualifying time might have been a 2:51 something, but the race times, I don't think I got that fast.
A little different.
Yeah. Or practice times were 2:51. Qualifying, it's kind of crazy. They make you qualify with everybody on track, and so you're not going to get a real fast qualifier unless you totally time your exit from the pit perfectly.
I love starting questions to you with "Did you see?" Because I know you don't see anything. I don't know what world you live in, but did you see the update they did on Gran Turismo?
Of course not.
So they determined that 3 different manufacturers tend to get the short end of the stick on balance of performance, which affects your race, your sanctioned race tomorrow night.
Okay.
Do you want to guess one of the manufacturers?
I'm going to guess it's not Jaguar.
It is Jaguar.
Come on, they're like first in the whole
I know.
division or something.
I know. But
Like,
Jaguar and 2 others, people were complaining that they, I can't remember the term. I'm going to try to look up the term on the Gran Turismo Facebook page.
that sounds weird. I drive the Jaguar, and I think it's a pretty competitive car.
It is, but let's see what it was like.
Like, I've never felt like I couldn't beat somebody because they were in a different car.
Right. I'm going to have to scroll through here for a while.
I would have actually thought you would have said something like McLaren, or what's another one that I see struggling a lot? Yeah, I don't know much about these Beamers.
We'll get to it. I got to find their page first, though.
Yeah, there's definite understeer in that Porsche, which actually could be helping him in the rain in some sense, that he's not going to be fishtailing and running totally out of control.
I'm going to bring up the article of the big update. So it says the primary purpose of the update is a bug with the yellow flag system in sport mode. Many users have recently noted they've received penalties in sport mode for overtaking under yellow flags, but not been aware of the flags. And then here we go. There's one other change alongside this, which centers on the GR4 balance of performance that recently was the subject of a larger update just ahead of the current FIA Exhibition Series, but there's another small update today. Only 3 cars are affected, with the Jaguar F-Type, Lexus RCF, and McLaren 650S all seeing their power drop by 1%. Oh, it's not what the people on the chat board were saying. It sees their power drop by 1%.
So they were too fast.
While not a major change, the Jaguar in particular has been a good choice on more open circuits, and this will likely have an effect on this week's Manufacturer Series race at Mount Panorama.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a tough race for you now.
Yep. That's another track with a really long straightaway, fast section coming down a hill.
And you just lost 1% power.
Yeah.
Thanks to GT Sports update.
I'll have to race flawlessly. No mistakes. Perfect pit stop if we need one. I can't even remember if we need pits.
On Mount Panorama? Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Let's go up to Puma Aragon. We haven't been to him for a while.
Oh, yeah, the Mustang.
And he's in second by a long shot. Rebello's going to run away with this. We're on lap 12, unless Rebello makes a huge mistake, but so far he hasn't.
Well, if he comes up on lap traffic, are they going to be ghosted, or does he have to deal with them?
They ghost him. I don't like that. You know I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
But I think make it real to life.
Yep. I don't like it as a spectator, and
Right.
even as a driver, it's another thing that adds
You should be able to have to pass lap traffic.
it makes your heart race when you come up on somebody.
You should have to pass lap traffic,
Yep.
not just drive right through them.
Yep.
But hey, to each their own. And we had some resistance from Roman GT23 and a couple Nemesis. Couple people resisted it, and when we did it, it actually worked out great.
Yeah, they were afraid that the lappers were going to be like dickheads and swerving into them and stuff like that, but that's not what we saw.
Well, my nephew didn't do it on purpose, but he had trouble controlling the car, and they were worried about that. But it all worked out.
But that was also like A-class drivers dealing with him who's never raced in his
Right,
life.
F-class driver.
Or Z. Is there a Z?
So again, you're watching the ESGT official GT3 Series Division 3 race here, Week 3 from Spa-Francorchamps in the rain on 12 Ounce Sports. We started the 4 o'clock hour out with Work Week in Review. We'll close this out after the race with Work Week in Review. A little banter between the janitor and the in-studio driver. But for the next 5 weeks, we're going to do it this way. We're going to start with the show. We're going to go to racing, and then we'll end with the show 4 to 6, just till this season's over. The janitor had some mopping up to do and can't do the 2 o'clock time slot anymore. But these races are hour and a half or a little bit less, so we could fit it into our show. Plus, it takes the pressure off the in-studio driver to get here on time,
Yeah.
since he's late 90% of the time.
It is nice to have a extra half hour for the drive.
If you want to miss the show. Just be here for the last, I think we're going to have 15 minutes, or, well, we might have a half hour. We might still get an hour show out of it.
Yeah, Puma's looking pretty smooth here.
Yeah, Puma's driving really nice. He's going to take second if things hold the way it is, because I don't see anybody catching Rebello. He is catching up to some. Here's our leader. He's got all kinds of lap traffic to navigate through.
Did he just pass one of them? Yeah.
He just passed one of them. He's coming onto the straightaway for the start, so he's 13 laps in, starting lap 14.
Yeah, he just got by Hugo.
So 4 to go here in week 3.
Next, he'll be coming up on Toxic Bacon in the Lamborghini, I believe, was it?
Yes, that's correct.
So here he comes into this.
He's got a ways to go, though. You can see on the map.
Oh, yeah.
Toxic Bacon's way down
I
there
got
at the
ya,
bottom of the
yeah.
map.
The end of the straight. See how he does in this.
Ooh, did he go a little wide?
He went a little wide. He must have had to lift there. I'm going to guess he's not on one of his fastest laps right now.
Yeah, his fastest lap just crushes.
Oh, 2:48.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Almost even, 2:48 even. That's fast. I think that's 3 seconds faster than your really good qualifying time, isn't it?
Yeah. And I did just see he's like 8/10 of a second slower than his fastest already just from that one uphill turn.
Wow.
Yeah.
Checking out the leader here before we go back around the field. Last lap, we'll get him in order.
This section right here gets tricky. This is the decreasing radius. Oh, he's outside.
Oh, he's way outside.
Yeah.
He missed that braking point.
Yeah. And then you have to lift off the throttle here. Looked like he even hit the brake. I wasn't usually hitting brakes there. So
Yeah.
he must be pushing really hard and trying to use the brakes.
Folks, spring's coming up. You're going to need some new kicks. Why don't you help out 12 Ounce Sports, since we are grassroots and corporate free? If you want some Reeboks, go to 12OunceSportsNetwork.com/Reebok or 12OunceSportsRadio.com/Reebok. That's 12OZSportsRadio.com/REEBOK. Back to the racing. Rebelo in first. Who do we want to go look at, since Rebelo's running away with it?
Let's go look at Hernandez.
We got to come back to him.
I feel like we haven't seen Hernandez.
You're
in a
right. We
while.
haven't focused on him at all, I don't think.
No. And what's he in? Is that the McLaren?
He's the closest to us, too. He's in Mexico, so he's the closest to us.
Oh, yeah.
He led his first lap last week and then
And-
had some bad luck.
And he's in the McLaren that I actually thought was a slow car, but you just said they got 1% power drop. That really shocks me.
So the Jaguar was unfair? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, they're saying those three cars, the Jaguar, the McLaren, and whatever the third was, that they had too much power, so they were too fast, so they're going to drop their power. Oh yeah, he was outside there too.
It's bull crap. Changing the rules.
Yeah, you got to please the squeaky wheel, I guess. Maybe I should start complaining about, I don't know. I don't even know what car I would complain about. I like them all.
Now you finally admit it. Hernandez here on lap 14. About halfway through this lap. He's in 6th.
Looking pretty smooth there.
I think this will match his best finish if he finishes in 6th. I felt bad for him last week. He was starting his second lead lap and spun out last week and then never even sniffed the podium after that.
He's actually looking very smooth. I've driven that car and wiggled all around, even on dry track. So to see him run this cleanly in the rain is quite impressive to me.
And he's in the McLaren?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real nice drive.
Now what's his? We don't see his fastest laps. It must have been in the first 4 laps.
Right. I've also read that it's considered like a true driver's car more than the other cars, in the sense that you really have to have the skill to drive it fast. But once you do have that skill, it will be faster than other cars.
Why is that, though? What's it do that?
It's just the way the car handles. It's the way the weight transfers when you steer the wheel and hit the brakes, and it's a suspension settings. It's the whole chassis design. And there's a whole bunch of engineering things that go into it.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, again, to see him driving like this it's kind of astonishing.
Yeah. For those viewers at home, Ohio Men's Senior Baseball Leagues kicks off opening day April 18th at 11 a.m. here on 12 Ounce Sports Live. And then we got semi-pro football coming in June. We should have a spring game or preseason game before that in May. But stay tuned to the schedule. Pretty excited about that. And since in-studio driver's quitting on me, I think I'm behind the camera again. I think I found a play-by-play guy in Youngstown for the football and a play-by-play guy in North Canton for the baseball.
Wow.
And pretty excited about the play-by-play guy for baseball. He does he's the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms hockey team for Western Reserve Digital Radio, who's going to collaborate with us for football.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to get behind the camera again.
So I just saw Hernandez, that last lap, he ran a 2:52, and he was 2 seconds slower than his best. So his best is around a 2:50. And honestly, I couldn't tell you where he lost time on that last lap. He looked so smooth to me.
So he had a 250, but it hasn't been since at least the first 4 laps.
Right. So let's see. They get
There's definitely no pit stops, though.
a split time here. He's about half a second slower than his fastest at the end of the long straight.
They won't have to pit, though.
No. I'm guessing there was some early lap where he just got that uphill turn section perfect and
Yeah.
had a blistering lap.
So we got about 2 laps to go.
Yeah, no wiggles. He is smooth.
So we're going to work our way up the field. Well, we're going to go all the way to the front real quick. Rebello is going to win easily. Less than 2 laps to go. Puma Aragon is starting his 16th lap.
He's got a blue flag flashing at him. Is he about to get lapped?
No, he's about to lap somebody. He's in second, dude.
Oh, right.
He's about to lap
there's
somebody.
8th place in front of him. Got ya.
Which looks like it's Ramadas.
Yep. That might be interesting to see how that works out with the 2 of these drivers. It's a Toyota in front of him.
Last week we had a little controversy. You know what? They might not ghost because last week a lap car wouldn't get out of the way of Macaulay, and I thought it was going to cause an issue. He was racing him.
Wow.
He was in, whoever it was in 12th or 13th, and Macaulay was trying to pass him, and he was battling him. I think they even bumped.
See, that just sounds like ego to not let a guy by when you're down a lap.
I'm pretty sure they bumped.
Wow.
So they only go ghost if they're wrecking. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because I swear I saw a bump between first and a lap car last week.
Okay.
We'll see. Pumas just put down his best lap 15.
Oh, yeah, he broke 250. Nice run. Maybe he got a draft coming behind the Toyota.
That could be. Half a tank, so definitely no pit stops this week. They figure the rain is enough.
Yeah. There he made the pass. I think the Toyota broke early and let him by.
Did he? Okay.
Good
yep.
move. Classy move.
And he didn't go ghost, so.
Nice drive by Ramadas. Let Puma. I don't know.
Maybe he just saw the blue flag. Here's Takeo in third.
Oh, a little off.
Oh boy.
Oh, come
oh
on.
boy.
That's that understeer. Puts you to the outside.
So looks like Rebello is going to start his final lap. We're on the final lap here on 12 Ounce Sports. Brought to you by Amazon. Make sure you go to 12ozsportsradio.com/Amazon. Doesn't cost you any extra. Pretty easy step to take to help out the network. And Rebello looking for his first D3 win of the season. And his first race in D3.
This is last time through this uphill section. Yeah, that's nice. Last time on this big, long straightaway.
This is your leader here. Final lap. His first week in D3. And he showed up
Keeping it clean.
in the Porsche, correct?
Correct.
Always got to test myself. Oh, yeah, we're going to have a full half hour to finish this out.
Oh, yeah.
Hope you brought some topics.
How about we could talk about the U.S. soccer team?
We'll get to it. Wait till after the race, though.
Oh, yeah.
I might not even know what you're talking about. PTX Rebello in first. He's heading towards all the tough turns.
Yeah, this is another decreasing radius.
We had 3 cars, DNF. So we're down to 8 drivers. This rain can be very frustrating. And a few guys just said, you know what? I'm not taking the points this week.
Looks like they were waving a yellow flag in front of him. Is there somebody off-road right in front of him, maybe? He might be coming up on somebody. No, I don't see anybody in front of him.
Might have been well, he just passed the lap. Oh, he does have somebody in front of him. You can see on the map.
Oh, there he is, yeah.
So whoever that is must have went off.
Yeah.
He's on the home stretch now. This is going to be Rebello's first D3 win. And he's got a couple lap cars in front of him.
Yeah, this is the last fast section of the course.
Barring any kind of crazy incident, I think he'll be okay.
He's going to come up on a real hard braking zone in the last chicane. There's 2 cars ahead of him, but they're far enough away. He doesn't have to worry about them. Just get the braking point right.
Oh, yeah, that's 6 and 7 ahead of him. That's Hernandez and Toxic Bacon. That's how fast Rebello is. Hernandez was running good.
Whoa, we might have to watch that battle for 6th and 7th.
Yeah,
on the
and
last
he
lap.
almost lapped him.
So he's crossing the finish line there.
There's Rebello.
Nice win.
Pumas Aragon. We'll get the podium, and then we'll go to 6 and 7 for that battle.
There's a little brake wiggle, but he's controlled it well.
MRT Puma Aragon going to take second. Nice race.
Good drive. Pretty car.
There's his finish. And Takeo, he's got the 8 car right in front of him as he's about to finish. Then you wanted to go to 6 and 7?
Yeah, it looks like there was a lapper also finished between
8, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Ramadas. So we're going to go to 6-7 because everybody else is spread out.
4th, Daria was about to cross the line. Here we go, Hernandez in 6th.
It looks like Hernandez and Toxic Bacon.
Yep, right behind him.
Toxic Bacon went sliding into that turn.
Oh, man, Lamborghini pushing it hard.
Oh, he is pushing it
trying
hard.
everything he can do.
Last 2 cars on the track except for TFGO in 5th. But this is the battle for 6th. Couple points on the line.
Oh, late braking, skidding, going outside.
Toxic Bacon trying to pull out all the stops.
He's going to cut it low to the exit to the turn to get on the throttle early.
This is where you make bigger mistakes, though, because you're really trying to push.
Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, Hernandez, who's been smooth the whole race, is...
Pulling away.
But he's only pulling away because Toxic Bacon's hurting himself.
Yeah. Oh. I think the camera switch threw me off there. Oh, and TFGO is spinning. I just saw it on the map.
Really? Oh, no.
TFGO cannot get his...
That's the 5th place car.
His tires are getting worn, and he's got front end damage. He might not finish.
Are 6th and 7th going to get close to him?
Look, he's got front end damage.
Oh, he's going slow in a fast part of the track. He just hit a wall in a really fast section.
His tires are all messed up. He's in the grass. He might not finish. He's got to steady it.
He might get caught even if he does finish.
Well, this chicane's going to be trouble.
Oh, no, this is the last chicane. He should keep 5th.
Let's see if he makes this turn. He settled the car just in time. He's going to be okay, but he settled that car just in time.
Wow.
That was close. The convertible.
Good save, TFGO. Keep your 5th.
So Hernandez is going to be 6th.
Oh, yeah, looks like Toxic Bacon fell way back.
Yeah, he did. And then the room host, Toxic Bacon,
nowhere to be seen yet. There he is.
he caught up a little bit there at the end. But Toxic Bacon's going to round it out. 3 drivers did not finish. The top 8 is done. And the first-timer Rebelo takes first. It'd be nice if they gave us a little chance there to look at the leaderboard. You got to move your camera, dude, if you're going to stand there.
All right, I can do that.
I got you. No, I got you. There you go. All right, we're going to go to commercial, though. That was the ESGT official GT3 race, week 3 of the Division 3. And when we come back, we're going to go back to Work Week in Review. So please call the studio, tell us what you thought about the race, what you think about the show, what topics you want to talk about. I guess we're going to talk about men's soccer when we come back, according to my co-host. So
I know nothing. I just know they played recently.
They did play recently, huh?
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, we'll talk soccer when we come back. Work Week in Review. The race is over, but the show's not. We'll be here till 6, so make sure you give us a call. Deal? Okay, deal.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.
My production abilities are lacking today. I got to rearrange the studio again now that I'm using a laptop. Wonder if we can get Glenn to call back in again. We can't get anybody else to call in. What are you going to do? Although I did have the ringer down. Maybe they did call in. We didn't notice. No, nobody called during the race. I'm sure of that. We're back. The race is over. Hopefully you watched and enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
But we are back, and we're back in the studio for the last half hour, almost the last segment. I got the Toastmaster picture ready for. We'll do one more commercial break before this. So my in-studio driver had something he wanted to talk about, so we're going to let him just kind of riff here.
Well, yeah, the men's national team, the soccer team, has played recently, and it looks like they just beat up on Jamaica. And they had I don't know, about a couple of new players. They had Giovanni Reyna, who's the son of Claudio Reyna, who's a former player for our national team. And Giovanni's playing in the Bundesliga in Germany, doing very well. So it's good to see him on our team. And
This Bundesliga.
he's playing right forward. Pulisic looks like he's playing left forward. They got a guy, Brooks, on defense that I like, playing a center left back.
Nice.
But the other, I guess, story that I thought was a bit more interesting that I wanted to talk about was the Olympic qualifying. So this is men's under-23 soccer. And this past Wednesday, the U.S. lost to Mexico 1-0.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a close one at least.
I guess. I didn't see the game. I don't know details. But,
Who's the men's national team coach now?
well, that wouldn't be the same.
Right, I know
Coach,
it's not the
okay.
same, but who's the coach?
Oh, I can't remember his name. He's a
From Columbus?
no.
Bruce Arena?
No. It's Bruce Arena's former assistant. Who
Ugh.
I think is Burhalter or Burr something.
So we're just carving through coaches.
Yeah.
What do we expect?
Well, I don't know, but
World Cups?
at some point I'd like to see Caleb Porter take over, but I think he,
Is that Columbus's coach?
the former Columbus, or
I thought he was current.
he's current Columbus, yeah, former Akron coach, and
That's what it is.
Yeah.
He used to coach at Akron.
yeah. But I think he might not be ready for it, or he turned it down, or at some point though in the future, I wouldn't be shocked to see him take over, and it would be. I'd like to see that.
Well, you want to know a depressing stat as an Ohio State fan?
What's that?
Michigan is in their fourth straight Sweet 16.
TTUN.
Their fourth straight Sweet 16. And the Buckeyes can't even recruit a center. And they lost to Oral Roberts.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
and they didn't make it as far as Ohio.
Fuck you! That's my name!
That's to Ohio State. We've gone blue. We're in the 5:30 hour, so this is later than we normally go.
I still think it's pretty cool though that the best team in Ohio this year was Ohio University.
The Bobcats were the best team in Ohio officially because they made it the furthest in the tournament. Old Jeffrey Bowles, the coach there.
Yeah,
And the Buckeyes, I guess we'll just wait for football season.
yeah.
What do you think?
Unless they got hockey team tournament coming. Oh. You know you like college hockey.
I do. I love college hockey. Ohio State didn't make the Frozen Four. You know who did?
No.
Michigan. You know what happened?
What?
They have a COVID case. They're out.
Oh, really?
Yep. So the 12 Ounce Sports thread was pretty upset about that because a lot of hockey fans, a lot of collegiate hockey fans, and they're not happy with the NCAA and their setup. It wasn't a true bubble. So, and yeah, Michigan's in the Frozen Four, which we talked about this on this show, like what would happen in the Final Four of the basketball tournament. Well, we're seeing it in the hockey Frozen Four. Michigan's gone.
Wow.
And they were in the Final Four. So
whoever,
for hockey.
whoever they were supposed to play is now automatically in the final.
Defaults right to the championship. So
Mm.
it's hard to believe this is still going on over a year now.
And in hockey, that seems like it would be a bigger deal because it's that much more rest and recovery from injuries. And
Now, what are they going to do when everybody has the vaccine and people are still getting it? Are they still going to freak out and cancel everything?
well, I have no idea. I'm not a doctor, but I would assume that would be something.
You're not
people
a
would wanna
forensic.
do.
You're not a forensics guy either, but you were denying Deshaun Watson's accusers.
Oh, I thought that was law based.
What?
I thought that was law based.
Yeah, usually when one or two accuse you of something, that you can be skeptical. When fucking 20 of them accuse you of the same exact thing, it's pretty much
Yeah,
a pattern there. But
I still think you need to wait for oaths.
nobody's not waiting.
All right.
Who do you think's not waiting for the actual testimony?
It sounds like you've already made up your mind.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's saying he's never going to play again. He's done.
Yeah, nobody's going to play him while the trial's going on.
Okay.
So,
That doesn't mean he's guilty, though. Until he's proven guilty in a court.
no, but when you predict who's going to win the F1 race?
Who knows? You can't tell until the
You're
checker
being
line,
stupid.
checker
You don't
flag falls.
you gamble.
Yeah, and it's a gamble. That's the whole
Right.
point.
You gamble and you guess who's going to win, right?
Yeah, it's a
Well, you
guess.
can't prove it. It's not. They haven't played yet.
Right.
Right.
I'm not going to guess on something like that.
So, what do you gamble based on? I shouldn't be asking you. You never win.
I wouldn't say never.
How much money's in your account?
I would just say I have a losing record.
You watch. Deshaun Watson will never play football again in the
Okay.
NFL.
Can you bet on that on my bookie?
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, maybe put a
You
dollar
can
on
bet.
that.
You can bet right here.
All right. You want to put $1 on it?
Oh, sure. I'll try not to break the bank on that one. This is the you sound like
What if he plays in the Canadian Football League? Does that count as playing again?
no, I said won't play again in the NFL.
Oh, okay. I can't take that.
You
back.
sound like a Big Ben apologizer.
A what?
Steelers fans apologize for Big Ben. He never did it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about England.
No, Big Ben.
I thought you meant
Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, I thought you meant the
The
clock.
Steelers fans are apologetic. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. And I always say, yeah, innocent people usually pay off their accusers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they usually fork over $1 million to somebody that's lying about them.
Mm,
Yeah. You sound like those fans.
okay.
Well, I need to hear a testimony first, and then you'll hear the testimony. Well, I don't know. You and Glenn are two peas in a pod over here.
I won't deny it if I hear a testimony.
Yeah, you will.
No.
Yes, you will, because there's counter testimony. And he'll be like, she didn't say no. She was massaging me. She started massaging a certain part. She never said no.
You sound like you've experienced this.
No, I've read up on it. What they're accusing him of.
I meant massages.
I've read up on what they're accusing him of.
Okay. I have not read.
I think you would sympathize with Deshaun Watson at this point.
Well,
I'm
maybe
disappointed in you.
maybe if I read, I wouldn't do that.
Well, you just think you can't take my word for it?
Well, no, I want proof, not hearsay.
Well, I'm telling you the same thing I read. And you just said, I wish I would have read.
Yeah, but what
I would have a different opinion if I read.
Maybe,
Well, I'm telling you
maybe
what I
so.
read.
All right.
So it's because I'm telling you what I read. It's you need to read it yourself.
And I should put my dollar on whatever you bet on.
But you realize what you just said, right?
Yes.
You're basically just saying you don't trust me.
With $1 bet, I would trust you.
What do you mean $1 bet?
If you're going to bet that he never plays in the NFL game again, I'd follow your bet for $1.
Well, where can we bet that?
I don't know. We need to find somebody to take our $2.
Well, first of all, it might be a bad bet only because the NFL doesn't have any morals. I mean, the Cowboys at one point had like 6 wife beaters on their team. So I don't know that they care, but this is a little different than, I guess, to people. 20 minutes. Do we go to commercial and then come back for our last segment toast, and then try to find topics, or?
Well, you said you had some topics earlier that we never got to.
And as you keep saying that, I keep reading them, and we're out of them.
Oh, okay.
We do have some matchups. All right, just off the top of your head, tell me who's going to win.
All right.
Now, this doesn't count because we don't know yet.
Okay.
We haven't heard the testimony.
I'm going to guess that.
We haven't seen the teams
Total
play.
guessing with no data.
Number 12, Oregon State versus number 8, Loyola. And this isn't their national ranking. This is their Regional bracket ranking.
Where is Loyola located?
Chicago.
I vote for Oregon State.
Okay, all the games are in Indiana.
Okay.
All of them. So you're taking Oregon State.
Yeah, it seems like it would have prettier landscape.
Okay. Well, they're not playing there, though.
I know.
Okay. Number 5, Villanova versus number 1, Baylor.
Villanova is what, New York State or something? Where's Baylor?
Villanova is in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
Baylor's in Texas.
I'm going to go Villanova.
Well, you're going to have that one wrong.
Ah.
Number 15, Oral Roberts versus number 3, Arkansas.
It doesn't even matter where they're from. I'm going Oral Roberts.
They're in Texas, so your theories just got blown up. Number 11, Syracuse versus number 2, Houston.
Syracuse.
You're wrong on that one, too.
These location things aren't working.
No. Number 5, Creighton versus number 1, Gonzaga.
I don't know where Creighton's from.
Nebraska.
Oh, Gonzaga.
Number-
they're in California, aren't they?
Here's where you're going to have trouble with your so-called theory, even though you've already missed probably most of them.
Or all of them.
Number 4, Florida State. Number 1, Michigan.
Oh, you're going to make me choose that?
You've been taking coastal ocean teams.
Yeah, I go Florida.
Florida State.
Florida State, yeah.
And you'll get that one wrong, too. Number 11, UCLA versus number 2, Alabama. This is really going to blow up your theory.
Alabama.
Oh, you think that's nicer than UCLA? You're going by location.
It's
Somebody changed their...
I don't know.
Somebody changed
I'd
their
rather
fluff-
take a vacation to UCLA or to Alabama than California.
This is almost brilliant that this is the last one on the list, and you were trying to base it on... Wait, what? You'd rather go to Alabama than southern Los Angeles?
Yeah.
The hell's wrong with you?
What do you mean?
Have you ever seen the UCLA cheerleaders?
Have you ever seen Alabama? Like the state, the
What
land?
part? The toothless part?
No, like the landscape,
The Bible Belt part? What
the
part?
nature.
Jeez, you're out of your mind. So you took Gonzaga on the ocean,
Yeah.
okay? Just so we're keeping track. Versus Creighton.
Where's Creighton?
Out in the country. I just told you that.
Oh, okay.
Nebraska.
Yeah, so definitely ocean.
So you went opposite.
No, Alabama's got an ocean, or well, they have a gulf.
It's polluted. You have a dilemma on your hands now. Number 7, Oregon versus number 6, USC.
Oh, northern more. I like Oregon more.
There's a lot of unrest in Oregon.
What's that?
Dude, serious, you got to give me something to work with here. What is unrest? You don't know what unrest is?
Why do you say Oregon is in unrest?
Wow, I got to try to explain this to a guy who doesn't watch the news.
Yeah, I'm living in a factory, and then a cave after that.
What? Unrest, a state of dissatisfaction, disturbance, and agitation in a group of people, typically involving public demonstrations or disorder.
Why does that apply to Oregon?
Oh, I don't know. Half their major cities are rioting still every night.
Right now?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know you didn't.
Oh.
We just talked about that.
Okay.
You don't have any idea what's going on in current event.
No.
In fact, we determined the other day that you still think sports are in the 80s.
I kind of... Oh, did you see
I'm surprised you didn't ask me if Maradona still plays.
But I did see that from the 80s, the short, skinny short things are coming back.
It's funny that you're stuck in the 80s and I wore the Cavs 1980s practice jersey.
The 80s were fun. I enjoyed the 80s.
I do have the Cavs 80s throwback jersey on.
Yeah.
Whew. Tough crowd.
I hope those styles come back, pegging the jeans and...
You want the 80s to come back?
No, just the styles.
We got the last segment coming up.
I mean, we already have the mullets back, right?
Are the mullets back?
I've seen some mullets recently.
I didn't know mullets were back.
Well, maybe you don't get out.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
Welcome to MyBookie, you're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
You got one.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
What were you asking?
Do you have a beer to crack?
You know it. Whoops. Sorry.
Drinking early.
Is that unprofessional?
Absolutely not.
All right, let's get the icon up because we know we got to have it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Do we need to move a camera?
No, hold on.
It's sort of there. You can see ER.
There we go.
There you go.
It was the order in which it showed up. The generic beer.
Oh, the layering.
All right, last segment, everybody. If anybody's actually watching at this point, I think we lost some viewers. We have viewers, but I think we lost some for the race.
Cool.
All right, here we go. Oh, yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
Salud. Ah, it's good. It's good, Jerry.
Love it.
Last segment, 10 minutes to go. Oh, you're getting your picture up there.
Yingalinga.
Does it match the generic beer? Now, actually, the Miller Lite's probably closer to the generic beer. Similar cans.
Yeah, pretty much.
Similar cans. Reminds me of college.
Miller Lite?
That's a terrible. Similar cans.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I'm getting a call. That's probably a telemarketer, but it says a name on there. You know that's garbage. Who do you got? You weren't here. I got to tell you because it's public knowledge now. Did you hear who Ferrari signed?
No.
To replace the guy from the documentary leaving that I didn't, spoiler alert, on the show.
Okay.
Ferrari signed Carlos Sainz.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that broke like today or yesterday.
I'm a fan of his father's racing. I don't know about this young kid.
He can race, too. He can race.
All right.
Of course, the big trade that Glenn was talking about when he called in is the Niners traded up to the number 3 pick with the Dolphins. And they gave the Dolphins a bunch of stuff, but the stat magician texted me about it. It was such a big trade.
Is he excited?
Yeah.
All right.
I think he thinks they're going to go after Justin Fields from Ohio State with that trade.
Yeah, that would be cool for San Francisco fans.
Let's see some of the news here. Texas coach Shaka Smart, basketball, got let go by Texas, and Marquette just hired him. The significance to us is Shaka Smart was a fellow assistant with Jeff Bowles early on in both of their careers. Shaka Smart went after head coaching jobs earlier than Bowles, so he got the Texas head coaching job after the Virginia Commonwealth job, while Bowles hung around Ohio State for quite a few years as an assistant and the lead recruiter.
And Marquette, that's a team that had formerly a good program, and then they weren't in the tournament this year?
Yeah, they weren't. They're a historic They're a historic school. One of the former announcers on CBS coached them to like a Final Four. But yeah, they're a traditional basketball school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good job. It's a step down from Texas, but I don't think Shaka Smart's going to care. Probably less pressure.
Yeah, it might be nice to see Marquette make the tournament again, too.
Yeah. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers re-signed Leonard Fournette 1 year for $4 million to play running back. I'm so jealous.
For 16 games, 20 games, what do they do?
Yeah, we're going to go to a mock draft. Here's the mock draft in the NFL. And this is why Brandon's excited. So everybody knows Jacksonville Jaguars are going to draft Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback out of Clemson. This is kind of a shock here. This mock draft says the New York Jets will draft Zach Wilson, quarterback out of BYU, which is a weird one because they quarterbacks kind of run around a lot. This is pre-trade, so they had the Dolphins taking Penei Sewell, an offensive tackle from Oregon, while they had the Falcons taking Justin Fields, quarterback out of Ohio State. So
that's fourth?
Fourth. So that's the theory. That's why San Francisco moved up to third to beat the Falcons to the punch to get Justin Fields.
I got you.
Yeah, so that's a big trade. Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase, wide receiver out of LSU. If they make that draft, that means he is reunited with Joe Burrow because they played together at LSU.
Wow.
Let's see if there's any noteworthy ones here. Jalen Waddle, the receiver out of Alabama that torched the Ohio State Buckeyes, is projected to go to number 7 with the Detroit Lions. And the Lions just picked up the quarterback from the Rams in a big trade.
So the Lions have potential to be not awful?
Yeah, they're looking up here.
All right.
The Panthers, this mock draft says they're going to draft a quarterback out of North Dakota State.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Small school.
Same place where Carson Wentz came from. Linebacker. Let's see if there's any noteworthy names here.
As in people I would recognize?
Well, that's very few. Devonta Smith, wide receiver out of Alabama, to the Patriots, which there's a lot of speculation the Niners are going to draft Justin Fields and then trade Jimmy Garoppolo to the Patriots, where Jimmy Garoppolo started as a backup to Tom Brady. And then the Patriots at some point, it's like, oh, Tom Brady's going to play till he's 45, so they traded Garoppolo to the Niners for some draft picks. And now the theory is the Niners are going to draft Justin Fields and trade Garoppolo back to the Patriots.
And the Patriots need a quarterback.
They desperately need a quarterback. They re-signed Cam Newton, but he was their quarterback last year, and they missed the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Belichick's a pretty good coach. I mean...
Yeah, he's more of a defensive mind. But he is a good coach.
Did they lose an offensive coordinator also or something?
No, it's still the same guy. It's McDaniels from Canton McKinley.
Oh, wow.
Looks like the Bears want Mac Jones, the quarterback out of Alabama. There's Alabama guys all over this first round.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. They're running back Najee Harris to the Steelers, of course. Steelers get better. In this mock draft, they have the Browns taking an edge rusher out of Miami, Greg Rousseau. Not sure they'll do that, but you never know.
Is that a position they need to fill?
I think they need secondary more than they do rushers. Now here we go. My soon-to-be alma mater, the Saints, are said to be drafting Rondale Moore, wide receiver out of Purdue. This is a guy that he's 5'7", and they had on the workout where you have to leap up and hit and see how high you can jump.
Yeah.
His vertical leap was 42.5 inches. That means he jumped 42.5 inches off the ground.
Wow.
Wow.
Wait.
It's not even human.
That's over 3 feet.
That's how high he jumped. That means he can dunk at 5'7".
Nice.
Yeah, that's insane. Let's see.
So his feet are what? Like up to my belly or chest or something? That's crazy.
He jumped way, and it was from a standstill.
Oh, no running?
No, that test is a standstill. You just leverage and jump.
Get out of town.
42.5 inches.
Oh.
Dude, it was sick. I watched it. It was it didn't even look real.
He's like a kangaroo.
Yeah, yeah, it didn't even look real. I was like,
Man.
holy cow. What is going on with my phone? I wanted to see if there was any more mock draft. No, that was the end of the mock draft there of the notable names to us. Let's see. 10 reasons to be excited about the new Formula One season.
Okay.
We got 3.5 minutes. Lewis Hamilton chases number 8.
Yeah. Titles.
Yep. Ain't no Verstappen him now. Max Verstappen looking for his best season yet. Let's see. It says Max Verstappen has been earmarked for superstardom. Red Bull at seemingly every available moment even said its goal was to make Verstappen the youngest champion in the sport's history. However, that record will remain the property of Sebastian Vettel, the guy that Ferrari didn't want anymore.
Yeah.
Red Bull's time. And speaking of Red Bull, has Sergio Perez been the missing piece to put the team on top of the Constructors' Championship? They picked up Sergio Perez, by the way. Let's see. Ferrari looking for a fresh start. This is where I read that Charles Leclerc is joined by Carlos Sainz. So that should be pretty exciting for them.
Leclerc. I like that driver, actually. The young kid, Leclerc, whatever you say.
Yeah. McLaren is back. Where does it say that? They dropped Honda in the power department following a dismal 2017 season.
Yeah.
And then who'd they pick up? Renault. The Renault engine. And since then, they've finished 9th, 6th, 4th, and 3rd.
And
Since switching.
They just picked up a new driver as well, didn't they? McLaren?
They picked up, what's his nuts? That guy.
The Australian guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I blanking on his name?
I'm blanking too.
Ricciardo.
There you go.
Yeah. Daniel Ricciardo.
I kind of want to like him, but you said he was a team jumper.
Another reason to love F1 season. What's up, Seb? Vettel's brazen honesty during Ferrari's disastrous campaign was a highlight last season, but something wasn't right. The 4-time champion was relegated to sideshow status, culminating in him announcing his decision to leave Scuderia for newly formed Aston Martin team.
Yeah.
Racing Point,
the pink car.
Now they're Aston Martin, so he's joined them.
Yeah.
Alonso already making headlines. Fernando Alonso back in the Formula One machine feels right. The feisty Spaniard, now 39, makes his return to the grid after a 2-year hiatus.
Really?
Yep. He last raced in the Indy 500, competing at Le Mans and taking part in the Dakar Rally.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to see what team he's joining before we're out of time.
Well, anyway, way to go, Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
Go get your shit done.
They mentioned Renault here.
Renault?
Maybe that's who he's joining.
All right.
And
I'm not sure if I'll root for that team, but
Pierre Gasly might be out. Haas rolls with a pair of rookies. Haas is going to be racing with rookies,
hey,
dude.
I like it.
We're out of time. Did you have fun?
I did.
I had fun. Good racing action.
Yeah, very, very good.
Hopefully it didn't break the show up too much. I know some people dropped out when racing started, and maybe they didn't know we were coming back. But, hey, whatever. Glenn called in, so all's right with the world.
Yeah.
Drinking time.
Nice.
Lates.
Hey, everybody, we're all going to get laid.